Donate kids' winter coats at Clinky Cleaners during Coats for Kids.
The First Warn Weather Team takes you beyond the barometer, only on News 3 Now.
Family Special available now at forwardmadisonfc.com.
This is News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4. Tonight, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump will have their first and possibly only debate.
It marks the first time the two candidates will meet face-to-face. Harris and Trump will be at Philadelphia's National Constitution Center at 8 o'clock our time. The 90-minute debate will have 2 commercial breaks. The candidates' mics will be muted when it's not their turn to speak, and there will be no live audience. ABC is hosting the debate, but CBS will air it in full.
And in anticipation for what could be one of the most pivotal moments in this year's election season, we're taking a deeper look into how debates like this play out at the polls.
Our Maddie Heimsch is here to show us. Maddie?
Yeah, so experts say both candidates need one thing tonight: momentum. Harris is looking to revisit the big surge in popularity she saw when her candidacy was first announced, and Trump hoping to reassert the momentum he had before Biden dropped out. But do tonight's performances have the power to make a difference at the polls? I sat down with UW-Madison journalism professor Michael Wagner and asked.
It's hard to say. Most of the literature and political science has suggested that debates don't tend to matter in terms of who people vote for. And the most recent debate we had ended the candidacy of President Biden, essentially. So debates can matter, but it's usually a pretty extraordinary circumstance when they do.
Like Wagner said, historically, we don't see spikes in the polls the morning after a presidential debate. But in the age of social media, we could see a second wave of rhetoric and potential impact through posts, comments, and shares. And Wagner tells me if there's ever a time for debates to matter, it's right now. I'll have more on what we can expect in tonight's face-off on News 3 Now at 5.
Thank you, Maddie. And we'll have coverage of the debate right here on News 3 Now at 5, 6, and 10. We'll also have special pre- and post-show reports. You can follow along for all of the coverage with the free Channel 3000 mobile app.
Madison police are investigating after a woman says someone robbed her at gunpoint Saturday morning. Officers responded to the Red Roof Inn on Hayes Road just after 11:30. They had received calls about a woman screaming for help in the back of a car. Later, callers said a woman approached them saying she was abducted and robbed. Police found her, and she told officers that someone pulled a gun on her after she got in the back seat and demanded money from her. She was able to get away, and MPD is still investigating this situation.
The case against a man for a 2021 shooting will not move forward. The district attorney charged LeVar Reed Jr. with attempted homicide. The DA also charged him and his brother, Varshawn Reed, with armed robbery. This stems from a shooting in October 2021 outside an Amoco gas station on Willie Street that injured a man. Today, the case against LeVar was dismissed with prejudice, but Varshawn Reed is still charged with robbery. Let's get a look at our first warn forecast. Meteorologist Kelly Slifka is out on the patio. After a taste of fall, it's feeling a little more like summer again.
Yeah, we're right back into the summer-like weather pattern. I don't see it really ending anytime soon. So, you know, I guess if you like the summer-like temperatures, you're going to like the forecast going forward. We are looking at a little bit more cloud cover than we had yesterday. We did have a sailboat party. I think they left without me. They're out up there on Lake Mendota. We've had enough of the wind to get those sailboats going. We've had a pretty good southwest wind. Also, some of these clouds have been producing some light showers. A lot of this, though, not really even reaching the ground. A radar 3000 picking up some of these, trying to creep into northwestern Dane County over there towards Sauk City, Prairie du Sac, Baraboo, Poinet, seeing some of these light showers. If you're seeing these, they're not going to amount to too much, just a few sprinkles passing on through. Probably not even enough to settle the dust. All right, as mentioned, we've had a little bit of a southwest wind. It's right now currently at 12 miles per hour in Madison, also Janesville. So a little bit of a breeze carrying us into the week this evening. And it looks like generally quiet weather. Yeah, we've got a couple of sprinkles out there, but in general, it's going to be quiet for the next several days going into the first half of the weekend. And warm. It looks like the warmest day could be coming in on Thursday, mid to upper 80s. I wouldn't doubt some areas get very close to 90 on Thursday. We'll see more cloud cover by Friday into the week, and that'll hold temperatures down a little bit. And also, we will see a chance of some showers by the end of the weekend. We're sitting at 80 right now in Madison, 79 in Middleton. We've got some of those clouds out there, even producing a couple of sprinkles there. You see our temperatures right now at 80. Should be falling through the 70s into the 60s pretty quickly once that sun goes down. All right, we are tracking right now Tropical Storm Francine in the Gulf of Mexico. That may be impacting our weather going into the weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up.
Thank you. The Madison Metropolitan School District has new numbers on buses.
Last year, bus issues caused Madison schools to change school start and end times. Ellie LaLiberte joins us now with why MMSD says that won't be an issue this year.
This time last year, some school buses were an hour late, but now the district says things are going smoothly and that the numbers prove it. The district measured data from its first full days, Tuesday and Wednesday, and Thursday morning. Tuesday, the first day for kindergarten, 6th, and 9th graders, saw 88% of buses tracking on time. The 12% that were late accounts for any bus that is not exactly on time. Wednesday, the number on time was 73%, and Thursday morning, it was 91%. Some of what's making that change? More bus drivers.
We have spent a great amount of time planning for this school year to place us in a good position first student having enough drivers really has helped.
MMSD is also using a new app this year to help parents. First View alerts parents and allows them to track their students' bus. District officials say they're confident that these numbers will continue into the school year. Reporting in Madison, Ellie LaLiberte, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Ellie. The district also says it's working on getting more data on busing so far.
Happening tonight, the Madison Common Council will vote on whether to adopt the West and Northeast area plans. These are the first of 12 area plans meant to address the city's rapid growth. The city's proposing a series of changes to both areas related to bike and walking paths, traffic lanes, and parking. Both of the plans' final drafts with specific information about how those changes will affect you are available on channel3000.com. Ahead of the vote, you have one last chance to give the council your thoughts on the plans. You can submit written comments to your email up on the screen or register online with the link on our website. Tonight's meeting starts at 6:30.
Wisconsin is among 42 states demanding Congress take action to protect kids on social media. This summer, the Surgeon General said social media apps need warning labels similar to the ones on cigarette packs. Months later, our state's Attorney General, Josh Kaul, is joining dozens of other AGs demanding social media companies like TikTok and Meta add a warning label.
Coming up on Live at 4, why rural areas are facing maternity health crisis.
And parenting, it can be hard, right? How do you take care of your children and your own mental health? UW Health's distinguished psychologist, Shyla Mergain, has some advice.
Save big at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Choose an Amish handcrafted sofa from our showroom or let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture
at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
I was a Kamala Harris supporter. That changed after an illegal alien murdered my son, running him over, then driving back and forth over Drew's body 3 times. The man who killed my son had been arrested previously, but Kamala Harris let him go. As San Francisco's DA, Kamala was soft on crime. As a senator, she supported releasing criminal aliens back into our neighborhoods. Kamala Harris is dangerous.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Get an 11% rebate on your next painting project at Menards. Pittsburgh Ultra Interior Paint and Primer in 1 provides a durable, washable finish. Grab a gallon of Ultra Interior Paint starting at $16.88 after rebate. Give your walls the best finish with Pittsburgh's Paramount Interior Paint. It provides the most advanced protection, true one-coat coverage, and excellent scrubbability. A gallon starts at $39.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year, so visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief, my recommendation is simple. Every home should have Salonpas. Powerful, yet non-addictive. Targeted and long-lasting. I recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
He sent me to...
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
Vinyl windows, a 1970s relic, aren't built for extreme weather. At Next Door & Window, we have the answer. Fiberglass. Our Ultrex fiberglass windows last longer than any other window you can buy. Visit nextwindow.com to learn more.
We all know costs are too high,
But while corporations are gouging families, Trump is focused on giving them tax cuts. But Kamala Harris is focused on you.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
She'll make groceries more affordable by cracking down on price gouging. And she'll cut housing costs by taking on corporate speculators. Middle-class families build America. We need a leader who has their back.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Save big at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Choose an Amish handcrafted sofa from our showroom or let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture
at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
New data shows Americans have said they had some more money last year. The Census Bureau reports median household income rose to $80,000 in 2023. It's a 4% increase from 2022. The Bureau says that's primarily driven by an increase in workers' earnings. It marks the return of average incomes to their pre-pandemic peak. It's not all good news, though. Income inequality didn't budge significantly between 2022 and 23, and the poverty rate that accounts for taxes paid, credits, and other metrics rose nearly 13%.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is asking an appeals court to remove him from Wisconsin's ballot. In a filing Monday, Kennedy said third-party candidates are treated as second-rate. It comes after a judge ruled he would remain on the state's ballot, even though he dropped out of the race and endorsed Trump. Kennedy dropped out after the deadline to remove himself from the ballot, but Wisconsin state law says the only way a third-party candidate can get off the ballot after the deadline is if they die.
At the nation's capital, House Speaker Mike Johnson's funding plan is already starting to crumble. At least 6 GOP representatives say they are against his plan to keep the government open. In Johnson's plan to approve a continuing resolution, he's attached the SAVE Act to bar non-citizens from voting. And we should note, it's already illegal for non-citizens to vote. If passed, the resolution would fund the government for 6 months. Today, we heard from the speaker on why he's not giving up.
I am in this to win this. I believe, as I just told you, this is a conviction I feel deep in my heart. I've been a co-sponsor of the SAVE Act from the beginning, and I think it's something we must do. That's why it's worth fighting for. I'm not going to engage in conjecture and try to game out all the outcomes. I think this is something that we should do, and that's what we're doing. I told the conference that this morning. I'll say it here again. I am resolved on this, and I don't know what more I can say to show that conviction.
The House is set to vote on the bill tomorrow.
At least 19 people are dead and dozens are injured after an Israeli airstrike on the humanitarian zone for displaced people in Gaza. The Israeli military says they were targeting Hamas militants directly involved in the October 7th attacks. Hamas denies having militants in the area. Shortly after the airstrike, the Israeli military released a video that they say shows the tunnel where 6 hostages were held before being killed.
A new report out today says the U.S. is facing an ongoing maternity health crisis. The infant and maternal health nonprofit March of Dimes says 1 in every 3 counties does not have a single obstetric clinician. In many parts of the country, prenatal and delivery doctors are actually leaving the workforce. The report says hospitals are closing their labor and delivery units due to staff shortages and fewer births. The report finds in Wisconsin there are several maternity care deserts and other counties that don't have enough. In southern Wisconsin, people in Jefferson County only have modest access to maternity care. In Lafayette County, the report identified a maternity care desert, and the same goes for Marquette and Adams counties. The report says there needs to be expanded training opportunities to encourage more midwives to join the healthcare workforce. That's in addition to a need for more investments in telehealth to reach more patients.
New data shows e-cigarette use among young people is at its lowest rates in a decade. But there's another nicotine product concerning doctors. Nicotine pouches are small, dissolvable pouches that go between the lip and gum. Experts say sales have been rising since 2016. The pouches can lead to discolored teeth, bad breath, and more issues. Doctors say you should talk to your kids and make them aware of the negative side effects. If your child is using nicotine products, talk to them about why they choose to do so. Then you can help them make a plan to implement changes to quit.
Apple's seeking approval from the Food and Drug Administration for one of its latest products, AirPods, that double as hearing aids. It comes after changes from the FDA greenlit over-the-counter hearing aids. Since then, adults with mild to moderate hearing loss have been able to buy aids directly from stores without a doctor. Apple says it expects clearance from the FDA soon. The hearing assistance features will become available this fall.
Let's take a look at your first warm forecast. Our Kelly Silka has your forecast. Kelly?
Yeah, a nice warm day again. Even though we did have a little bit more cloud cover, we still got the haze from some of the smoke from those wildfires over the northern Rockies. Thankfully, it's way up there, about 25,000 feet, so we're not breathing that in. So no air quality issues. Hey, we've actually got some green showing up on radar 3000, just kind of creeping into northwestern Dane County. Now, don't get your hopes up too high. I'm thinking a lot of this is not reaching the ground. The air is very dry, but maybe seeing a sprinkle or a light shower moving through Prairie du Sac, headed toward Cross Plains, the Lodi, over there toward Wanakee, just on the north side of Mount Horeb. Remains to be seen whether or not this actually holds together and hits Madison, or at least the Madison area. We'll see on that. Now, as mentioned, the smoke actually got a little bit thicker. You see, we were under that blue area, blue-green area that you see over there toward Milwaukee. Now we're in the thicker smoke, that deep orange and reds. But once again, thankfully, that's mainly aloft, so it's really not impacting our air quality. Actually, you can see some of those showers from our sky cam there. You can see the temperatures, though, around 80 here at 5 o'clock. Slowly falling through the 70s, a very comfortable evening. We have a bit of a breeze out here yet. Temperatures falling through the 60s with the dry air in place. We're back in the 50s waking up tomorrow morning. All right, tropical storm Francine continues to churn. It's still just barely below a hurricane strength, and these winds up to 70 miles per hour. I think it'll happen probably overnight, if not by tomorrow morning. And that system is going to be moving right over Louisiana and going up the Mississippi Valley. We're going to remain warm. A lot of times you get these hurricanes forming, the atmosphere gets very stagnant. We don't have a whole lot of change in our weather pattern. That's what we're seeing most of this week. But you do see the remnants of the hurricane that will be going through, or tropical storm now, going through the Mississippi Valley, kind of stalling out over southern Missouri, and then it kind of just erodes away. But it may get close enough to us. Could spill in some clouds for sure by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with the possibility of at least seeing some scattered showers. But that's about it as far as any kind of showers in our forecast. Otherwise, quiet weather generally continuing. It looks like the warmest day peaking on Thursday. That's when we'll see a little bit more sunshine, maybe some upper 80s by Thursday. Then we'll get more cloud cover by Friday and the weekend. And as Francine gets a little bit closer, it may spin off a few showers. Does not look like a whole lot of rain, unfortunately, because we need it. All right, expecting partly cloudy skies tonight as temperatures fall through the 60s. Going through tomorrow morning, may wake up to a few clouds, upper 50s, so another comfortable start to the morning. I think we'll see more sunshine tomorrow. It will be that hazy sunshine due to that smoke in the air, but low to mid 80s expected tomorrow. Right now we're sitting at 80, 79 in Lone Rock. It's 75 in the Dells. They may have seen some of those showers kind of cooled temperatures down a little bit. 78 right now in Wanakee, and Stoughton 78, 77 currently in Oregon. Our first warm forecast, 84 tomorrow, 86 on Thursday as we peak out there. Then we'll see a little bit more cloud cover rolling in on Friday. Saturday looks to be dry, but just generally cloudy because of Francine just to our south. May see a few showers on Sunday with that tropical system getting a little bit closer by. Then we're right back in the 80s. No end in that warm weather in sight right through next Friday.
All right, thank you, Kelly. Well, parenting is hard. That's really no secret. But recently, the U.S. Surgeon General released an advisory declaring parental mental health an urgent public health issue.
98%, nearly half of parents say that most days their stress is completely overwhelming. When stress is severe or prolonged, the mental health of parents and caregivers is impacted. In turn, it also affects how children are impacted.
UW Health's distinguished psychologist Shyla Mergain is here to talk about all that. And this is interesting because movies and TV, they make parenting seem easy, but it's hard.
Very much. And there's this culture of comparison with social media. Everyone's really posting their picture perfect moments, and many parents feel this sense of not measuring up, overwhelmed, and as a result not functioning very well. And then there's a trickle down to our children's well-being if we're not taking care of ourselves.
Right. Yeah, that's always hard when you see something, you're like, am I not doing this right? Why is my house not clean all the time? Why? Or yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Very much. And when we compare to the mid-1980s, we know that parents are spending more time in paid jobs if they're working, and parents and caregivers, just the task day-to-day functioning in the household and caring for kids, not the actual time spent with kids, but just all the other ins and outs take a lot longer. And I think we often devalue the work of parenting. So I think it's a great opportunity to give parents permission to celebrate all that they're doing. You don't have to be good enough to raise healthy, happy kids. And then also to prioritize a little bit of self-care, because that's often what goes by the wayside.
Yeah, and I feel like what you're saying about being perfect or something that you have to be. What can you talk a little bit about those like sort of expectations that are on parents and how that feeds into this sort of mental health?
Absolutely. I think if you feel like you're not doing it good enough or you're making mistakes, it's easy to start to feel shame and guilt that can become a vicious cycle where you don't feel good. You start to feel even more stress, and then that ripples over into the family life and your children. And I really want to encourage parents to share with other parents what isn't going well. Pick a couple trusted people and share some of those struggles. And I think it's really normal, more normal than we realize. That's not the stuff that's posted on social media. And I think then it creates a culture of connection where you don't feel alone. Many people feel in isolation, especially parents. And so if you can share a few of those struggles and then maybe have parents get together and brainstorm solutions, ideas, share strategies and resources, it really takes a village.
Yeah, that community support is important. And so what you're saying is anyone out there asking for help, that's not a bad thing.
Absolutely.
No.
We can't do it alone. Children are not meant to be raised just by us. And so reach out to neighbors. I have a friend currently watching my daughter so I can do this interview. So tap into that network or make it a priority to build it. Maybe you do play dates with another family where you can take turns, you can do some errands or even just take a nap. So having people in your life that can help or build it is really important.
Yeah, you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah, and not feel alone in what you're dealing with, because most of the time you're not.
Absolutely, and celebrating those small successes. There's a lot you're doing well, so really highlight and focus there.
Yeah. Well, and before we wrap up, we had your daughter on last time you were here. How's she doing?
She's doing great. She just started school and is enjoying music and pretending to be in a marching band at 2.5. So it's pretty fun at home.
The UW band will have an opening for her in
no time.
What, 16, 18 years?
About that.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Well, sometimes it just takes a few helping hands to patch up a problem.
Right, and next in the 608, we're showing how local church members are using quilts to help their community.
Discover the charm of Oregon, Wisconsin. Enjoy the bike trails, parks, and outdoor activities, the quaint downtown, unique shops, and delicious dining. Visit Oregon, Wisconsin, where memories are made. See you soon.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Eric Hovde insulted Wisconsin seniors.
Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
What a jerk. He attacked those who are overweight.
Fine, you want to do that? Your health care is going to cost more.
How insulting is that?
He called farmers lazy.
Look at the old physical toil. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
This guy doesn't have a clue.
Eric Hovde has insulted just about everyone.
What's wrong with this guy?
When it comes to winning internet, TDS is in a league of our own. Just like the Green Bay Packers, Wisconsin born and bred, we live, work, play, hire, and get involved in the communities we serve. Like delivering the green and gold standard of internet. 100% fiber internet that's as fast, powerful, and reliable as your other hometown favorite, the Packers. TDS, internet that's built Wisconsin strong.
Hi, we're the Woodmans. I'm Clint. I'm Phil, saving you big time money on Why We Got Cheese.
8-ounce Why We Got cream cheese slices or shreds, 3 for $5 or $1.69 each.
Hot prices on cheese.
Why We Got cheese, all varieties, 3 for $5 or $1.69 each.
Hi, caramba, incredible prices on famous Why We Got cheese.
Better products, better prices, better service because we're employee owned.
It's Woodmans. Champion's Big Window Sale is back.
Do you have ugly, hard-to-open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows. Because when you buy 2, you get 2 free. Buy 2 Champion windows, get 2 free? I guess that means if you buy 4, you get 4 free. Buy 6, get 6 free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy 2, Get 2 free sale is for a limited time.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
Tammy Baldwin's partner is Maria Brisbane, a Wall Street wealth advisor to the ultra-rich. They spend their time in New York and D.C. in their multi-million-dollar homes. But Baldwin fails to report their jointly owned assets or Maria's clients, who get rich off industries that Tammy regulates. That's a conflict of interest raising serious ethical questions. Two-faced Tammy Baldwin. She's not for us anymore. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Discover the charm of Oregon, Wisconsin. Enjoy the bike trails, parks, and outdoor activities, the quaint downtown, unique shops, and delicious dining. Visit Oregon, Wisconsin, where memories are made. See you soon.
Well, it's time to slow things down and see what's happening in the 608 this afternoon.
Yes, our Josh Breiter is here with how a local church is making a positive difference in its community.
Today, we're taking you to Southwest Wisconsin, where members of a local church continued their community initiative in giving back. Take a look at this. These quilts are just some of what members at Faith Lutheran Church in Cuba City made this year. Pastor Gus Barnes says the project is called God's Work, Our Hands. He tells me the annual project began long before he started there. This year, more than 150 quilts were made, along with baby and hygiene kits. These are then delivered to Platteville and Madison, as well as being sent to areas of need around the world through Lutheran World Relief. People of all ages take part, with one woman named Stella still helping out at 97 years old. If you'd like to learn more about how you can help them out with initiatives in the future, you can go to the story at channel3000.com. In the 608, I'm Josh Breiter, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Josh. That's not the only thing going on in the 608.
We are once again asking you to help us get winter coats for kids in Dane County. We're partnering with the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County, Clinky Cleaners, and Magic 98 for the 39th annual Coats for Kids Drive. 39, wow. From now through Saturday, October 5th, you can drop off new or gently used winter coats at any area Clinky Cleaners. We're also looking for gloves, scarves, hats, anything to keep kids warm this winter. For more information on how to help, just go to this story on channel3000.com.
For the first time since 1989, the Wisconsin football team will host a top 5 team in a non-conference game at Camp Randall.
The 4th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide is coming to Madison on Saturday. Wisconsin running back Ches Malusi sat down with our Zach Hanley in this week's taping of the Wisconsin Huddle. The senior is coming off a great game last week against South Dakota, where he ran for 2 touchdowns against the Coyotes in the Badgers' 27-13 victory. And while Wisconsin is a big underdog, the Badgers aren't making the moment bigger than it is.
People would be lying if you would just say this is not just any other week. It's definitely a big game, a big moment. You know, this is, a game where you could make a lot of money for yourself. You can change your life, your family's lives, and things like that. That's what I've been telling the guys, especially the guys in my room. If you make big plays in this game, you kind of change where you're at. So I think it's super important that it starts with practice this week. So.
You can watch the Wisconsin Huddle Friday. That's Friday night at 6:30, right after News 3 Now at 6.
And coming up, political reporter Will Keneally gives us a preview of what to expect at tonight's debate.
And Braden Ross is breaking down what's in the capital budget the mayor announced today. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Demery today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
Democrats say everything's great, but when you're on a fixed income struggling to pay for gas, groceries, or medicine, it doesn't feel great.
Biden-Harris created this mess.
And Tammy Baldwin's been right there with them.
25 years in Washington. What's she done?
Raised taxes.
Added trillions in new debt.
And gave stimulus checks to illegals.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
I'd like a stimulus check.
I'd like you to take out the trash.
Are your home's tired, leaky gutters saying, rain, rain, go away? Is your basement at risk of flooding? To the rescue, Fry Construction and our absolute gutters. Our gutters are custom fabricated on-site for a perfect, seamless fit that's engineered to excel. Wishing for a break in the clouds? How about a sunny 29% discount on our absolute gutter system? To get this great deal, visit fryconstruction.com today to schedule your roof or siding replacement.
Imagine checking your own heart with medical precision from anywhere. Introducing KardioMobile 6L, the FDA-cleared EKG that provides 6 times more heart data than any smartwatch. And it detects 3 of the most common arrhythmias in just 30 seconds, including atrial fibrillation, bradycardia, and tachycardia. Check your heart with the most advanced personal EKG outside the hospital. Get yours at kardia.com or Amazon.
Kamala Harris cast the tie-breaking vote that created America's inflation.
The vice president votes in the affirmative, and the bill is passed.
Economists said Harris's vote led directly to the higher prices we pay. 22% more for groceries, 50% more for gas. Mortgage costs nearly double. Thanks a lot, Kamala. Trump had our economy humming. He'll do it again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Demery today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Isn't that a wonderful sight? Weather words today, warm weather is sticking around. Kelly, did you ever find that sailboat party, or are you still on the patio?
No, they left me. I tell you what, they were going to wait for me, but I guess they just couldn't wait. But yeah, we had enough wind out there to move those sailboats around. We had a pretty good gusty southwest wind, and actually a little bit more cloud cover today. Still didn't prevent us from getting real warm. And it looks like generally quiet weather is going to continue. I think we'll actually see a little bit more sunshine tomorrow. It looks like the warmest day that we're going to see this week is coming Thursday. That'll be the peak. But even in the weekend, we're still going to be pretty mild, but we will have more cloud cover and also a chance for some showers, much needed rain across there. Yeah, sailboat party is left us right now looking at Picnic Point. Beautiful sight there on Lake Mendota. Actually have a few showers. These are really light. In fact, Radar 3000 might be overdoing it. Some of these might not be quite reaching the ground. Air is very dry at the surface, but in Wanakee might see a sprinkle. Headed over there toward Cross Plains and Middleton. Might see a sprinkle as well. As mentioned, we have a southwest wind right now at 12 miles per hour. That'll be with us through the evening hours before coming down overnight. 80 right now in Madison, even though it is fairly cloudy right now. 79 currently in Middleton and 80 in Oregon. So if you are headed out this evening, it should be really nice. Temperatures in the 80s and the 70s. Tomorrow morning, we'll probably wake up to upper 50s again with a partly cloudy sky expected overnight. All right, I want to show you our first warn traffic because we have a major accident that has actually blocked the westbound lanes of the belt line right at Gammon Road, and it extends all the way back toward Fish Hatchery Road. So this is the area you want to avoid. And even those eastbound lanes, some rubberneckers as they're passing by that might be looking at that and causing some slow traffic in that area. So be aware of that on the belt line. A lot of slow traffic out there here just after 4:30.
Thank you, Kelly. Well, we begin in Philadelphia at the National Constitution Center, and that's where Vice President Kamala Harris will debate former President Donald Trump in just a few hours.
The debate starts at 8 o'clock our time. You can watch it on CBS News 3 Now. We'll also have a pre- and post-show debate coverage with everything you need to know. Ahead of the debate, we're continuing our 3 for the People coverage.
Will Keneally joins us in the studio with what you can expect. Will?
Well, this will be the first time that Harris and Trump will face off against each other in a debate format like this. Now, the last presidential debate was that notable one between Biden and Trump. Now, this will be a little bit different than a rally for the two candidates. Now, we asked the campaign officials from both sides of the aisle, what's the game plan heading into tonight's debate?
Well, the vice president wants to make sure that tonight really is a split screen about the choice that the American people will face this November between a candidate like herself and someone like Donald Trump, who wants to take this country backwards with his Project 2025 agenda.
His task is very clear. He has to focus on the issues most important to voters. He has to focus on what he has focused on primarily throughout the whole campaign trail.
Now, for Trump, that includes issues like inflation and security at the southern border. He'll have full coverage of the debate coming up tonight at 10, as well as those live pre- and post-debate specials streaming online at channel3000.com.
Thank you, Will. Here's a look at the closing numbers for the stock market. Stocks drifting to a mixed close after weeks of sharp swings. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ both rose, and the Dow fell. Looking ahead, foreign exchange strategists say tonight's debate could be the next catalyst for the market.
City budget season is here. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes-Conway announced her capital budget proposal just hours ago.
Our Braden Ross joins us now to break down what we need to know about it. Braden?
Hi, so this is only one half of the city spending for next year. The money we're talking about in the capital budget funds infrastructure and building projects in the city. Now, this is separate from the operating budget, which pays for city staff and services. This year's capital budget proposal comes in $12.5 million below the one adopted last year. The mayor says that's partially due to partially to lower the burden on taxpayers from the capital budget, while the city asked voters to approve a $22 million referendum that would go towards closing a gap in the operating budget.
While the capital budget doesn't impact the levy limit and how much we can raise in property taxes, it does impact taxpayers through debt service. And so I thought it was very important for us to make a real effort to lower the impact of debt service on taxpayers in the long term.
Now, she also says some of the proposals in the capital budget, like consolidating services into one building rather than multiple, are aimed at limiting future staffing costs that would be in the operating budget. Now, again, that $22 million referendum you'll see on your November ballot would go towards that operating budget, staff and services, rather than this capital budget. If you still have questions, the city staff are holding a virtual Ask Me Anything event tomorrow night at 5:30.
Thank you, Braden. Today, a new art exhibit is opening at the Overture Center, curated by a teenager.
Tanasia Shaw is live at the Rotunda. So, Tanasia, this exhibit confronts an important issue, huh?
Absolutely, it really does. And I'm here with the girl who curated this event. This is Shay Roy Lewis. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Okay, and we're going to give you a look at some of the art while we sit and talk about what inspired this. So, you're very young. Tell us, how old are you, if you don't mind?
I am 17. I just turned 17.
When did you start this project?
So it began about a year and a half ago when I started researching ideas. This exhibit is actually part of my Girl Scout Gold Award, which is the highest level award that a Girl Scout's eligible to earn. And I'm a proud Girl Scout of over 10 years. And I began, this wasn't my initial idea for the project, but after a couple months of thinking and realizing nothing else was really clicking, this is what did. So, and I'm so happy it was.
Okay, and let's talk about what this is about. This is about mental health. Okay.
It is.
Okay, and specifically, what about it?
So I knew I wanted to talk about mental health because it's such a prevalent topic in the media these days, especially with teenage girls, and being a teenage girl myself and being surrounded by teenage girls throughout my daily life. It's something that's very important to me. But so much of the talk about it, I've noticed, is incredibly negative. And I wanted to bring awareness to mental health, but in a positive way. And I wanted to talk about it without all of the negativity that is usually shrouding it.
Absolutely. So you're bringing positivity to an important something that's very important and impacts everybody, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Okay, so we'll hear more from Shay and possibly from some other artists, and we'll take another look at this art. So the opening reception is at 6 p.m., and then we'll get to see everything that's going on here at the Overture. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Tanasia. We'll be right back.
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year, so visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
If your windows are leaky and drafty, it's possible they weren't installed properly. Many installers lack proper training, and shoddy installation leaves your home vulnerable to extreme weather. At Next Door & Window, we're reinventing window installation. Our approach ensures your windows are sealed tight and energy efficient. And your windows and doors will be installed by certified experts who treat your home as if it was their own. When you demand tomorrow's comfort, Next delivers. Visit nextwindow.com to learn more.
What does an opportunity economy look like? Tax cuts for working families. Billionaires and big corporations pay their fair share. It increases stability and security, gives people a true opportunity to get ahead. It's a very different vision than Donald Trump's. His plans will raise costs and taxes on the vast majority of Americans. We need to be thinking about the future and how we make it better for families like yours. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader, but with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to reducing stubborn body fat, Cool Sculpting Elite, the newest technology available. Book a free consultation to learn how Cool Sculpting is different at Robertson.
Ask about our designer kids package or free lens upgrade. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
We're cranking up the voltage, Wisconsin. Lottery retailers all around the state are lighting up with the latest limited time offer. It's Badger 5. 5 will get you 6. During the month of September, players who buy a $5 or greater Badger 5 ticket will receive a bonus ticket for the next drawing of Badger 5. This electric offer is only available for a limited time and only at Wisconsin lottery retailers.
Coming up at 5, a new school year means new bus numbers for the Madison School District after last year's delays. We're checking out how reliable the district's buses have been so far this year.
Well, it looks like the warm temperatures are going to continue, also dry, but we are tracking right now a tropical storm Francine. Will that affect our weather later in the weekend? Well, more coming up at 5.
And ahead at 6, we have everything you need to know before the presidential showdown. Will Keneally breaks down what to watch when things start to kick off. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Between long lines, flight cancellations, and delays, your luggage is probably the last thing you want to worry about at the airport. Does that mean you have to spend a small fortune to get a quality piece of luggage, though?
Thankfully, the answer is no. Consumer Reports does the hard work for you, putting luggage through a series of tough tests to find some budget-friendly picks. Michelle Renee Quinn shows us.
Think you have it bad when it comes to traveling? Now imagine what your luggage goes through, especially if your trip involves flying.
We are dragging, dropping, pulling these bags to kind of simulate what it would be like if somebody was traveling with a piece of luggage.
Consumer Reports' Tanya Christian says its luggage tests mimic the airport experience and everything in between.
Our tests find that you don't have to spend a lot to get a quality bag.
Testers fill the luggage with fabric to simulate a bag packed with clothing and then run it along a conveyor belt studded with obstacles for 30 miles. To check handle strength, a machine lifts the weighed down bags 5,000 times. This test checks for resilience by applying 220 pounds of pressure to the top and sides of the baggage. This is a simulated downpour to see how much moisture is getting through the zipper and seams of the luggage. To assess maneuverability, men and women of different sizes wheel the luggage over curbs, stairs, and sidewalks. For quality construction, you can't go wrong with this Samsonite. This hard-shell Amazon Basics skips the bells and whistles for about half the price, but still offers solid performance. If you're looking for a soft-sided carry-on, consider this top-scoring Travel Pro. It offers excellent resilience and very good construction.
If you often check a bag, it may be worth it to get peace of mind by having a tracker on your bag. That helps you locate it in case you ever lose it.
This is Michelle Renee Quinn.
Michelle Renee Quinn, thank you so much. CR says if you're packing breakables, a hard shell piece of luggage is the way to go. Soft-sided, on the other hand, is more lightweight and can flex and compress into tight spaces.
No matter which type you choose, check the dimensions of your luggage to make sure it meets your airline's carry-on requirements, or plan on checking your bag. That's a stressful part of traveling, the luggage.
It is. It really is. You never want to lose your luggage.
No.
Never want to have to cram it into a tight space and break anything. It's not fun.
Yeah, I agree. Well, up next, Packers QB Jordan Love is recovering from a knee injury.
And DHS identifies salmonella infections linked to eggs sold in Wisconsin. Dr. Jeff Pothoff is here to talk about these health headlines after the break.
We know Wisconsin workers can get the job done.
But China has been taking our jobs.
For years, our government built America's infrastructure with Chinese iron and steel. I said that's got to change.
Tammy Baldwin wrote the law to make sure American projects are made with American iron and steel. Now we're getting more work in Wisconsin.
With Wisconsin workers.
Tammy Baldwin stood up to China and our government.
She got the job done.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. Trust your home with RG Heating and AC.
Tammy Baldwin's partner is Maria Brisbane, a Wall Street wealth advisor to the ultra-rich. They spend their time in New York and D.C. in their multi-million-dollar homes. But Baldwin fails to report their jointly owned assets or Maria's clients, who get rich off industries that Tammy regulates. That's a conflict of interest raising serious ethical questions. Two-faced Tammy Baldwin. She's not for us anymore. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Psoriatic arthritis symptoms can be unpredictable. One day, your joints hurt.
Next sits on your skin.
I got Cosentix. Feels good to move.
Feel less joint pain, swelling and tenderness, back pain and clearer skin, and help stop further joint damage with Cosentix. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentix. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur.
I feel better.
Check out these moves. Just bust a move.
Ask your rheumatologist about Cosentix.
Upgrading your home this summer? Then you need the experts at Feldco. Let us bring your project to life and save you money. Right now at Feldco, get 30% off roofing and siding with no interest for 3 years. With experienced craftsmen dedicated to every detail, combined with products made in the USA, you'll enjoy value and curb appeal. 30% off roofing and siding ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
He told us who he was.
Should abortion be punished? There has to be some form of punishment.
Then he showed us.
For 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it. And I'm proud to have done it.
Now Donald Trump wants to go further with plans to restrict birth control, ban abortion nationwide, even monitor women's pregnancies. We know who Donald Trump is. He'll take control. We'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Here is a live look at Philadelphia, the National Constitution Center. It's 81 degrees there, but I have a feeling it's the site of tonight's debate. It will be heating up there for other reasons tonight. Well, the Green Bay Packers do not plan to put quarterback Jordan Love on injured reserve as he recovers from his left knee injury.
Yeah, Love sustained a sprained MCL in his left knee during Friday's season opener against the Philadelphia Eagles.
UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff is here for his weekly visit. So what is this injury?
Yeah, let's talk about it. So if you touch the top of your knee and you slide your hand to the inside, that's where the medial collateral ligament is. It's one of 4 ligaments that hold the knee together. The medial collateral ligament. If you go to the outside of the knee, you got the lateral. Okay. And then inside, there's the ACL, which I think a lot of us have heard of. Right. And then the PCL, the posterior cruciate ligament. Good news is compared to, say, an ACL injury, MCLs tend to heal a little bit quicker. Bad news is they can still take a little bit of time to heal. 4 to 6 weeks isn't a bad estimate. If you get a really bad tear of it, sometimes 8 to 12 weeks. But good news is unlike the ACL, which often requires surgery, MCL isolated doesn't usually require surgery.
Interesting.
So, there's some good hopes for Jordan Love this season to get back at it pretty soon, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a good chance he'll be back before the end of the season. Whether that's, 4 weeks from now, 6 weeks from now, or if we're all disappointed and it's, the last couple of games, I think there's a good chance.
It's still less drama than that last quarterback.
That's true. We're not talking about an Achilles, or Achilles, that's what it was.
Well, let's switch gears to the eggs. The DHS has identified salmonella infections in eggs sold in Wisconsin. 65 people in 9 states have become infected, and 42 people live in Wisconsin. So what do people need to watch out for?
Yeah, I think, one, look out for these 2 brands of eggs. And if you have them, I wouldn't even try to figure out if they're part of the recall. Just throw those away and get new eggs. Now, let's say you have these contaminated eggs. You manage to eat them. What should you look out for? Salmonella usually comes on pretty quickly. It's a bacterial illness. With 8 hours to 24 hours, you'll usually start having symptoms. And it's not just a little tickle in the tummy. It's really bad vomiting, really bad diarrhea, fevers to 102 degrees. If there's something good about it is it doesn't last that long, usually a couple days, 2 days, maybe 3 days. And then most people will recover. There's 2 ways people get in trouble with salmonella. One, most commonly, you get dehydrated. There's just no way. You can't take anything in by mouth. You're losing it lots of other different ways. Lots of times people will need to be supported with IV fluids, and that's it. People get better. In rare situations, especially folks that are maybe immunocompromised or are a little bit older, that bacteria gets out of the gut, gets in your bloodstream, and then causes problems. It can infect heart valves, it can infect bones, you can get bloodstream infections, sepsis, and get really sick. The good news is that's not that common, so that's more rare. Most people are just going to have a really rough time with the vomiting and the diarrhea.
Yeah, good things to watch out for.
For sure.
Well, before we wrap up, what's new with you? How's life?
Oh, what's new? You know, things are pretty good. I think a nice thing that a lot of parents will resonate with is the transition to school has been successful. They're kind of in a routine. Now activities start, so that adds on a little bit more time for the kids, but glad that they made that transition well.
Well, we'll let you go. You probably have some school activities that you need to.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
See you guys.
All right, to our weather patio now. Kelly Slifka has our first warn forecast. Kelly.
Yeah, any activities, you might have to dodge a few sprinkles yet over the next hour or so. We don't have a whole lot showing up on our radar 3000, but you see it's kind of encroaching upon the Madison area, at least on the north side. A lot of this is really light. You can see it's kind of sinking down to the south and east and very spotty. The lower levels of the atmosphere are very dry, so a lot of this might not even be reaching the ground. But Wanakee, maybe towards Sun Prairie here over the next 15 minutes or so. It looks like it's going to miss downtown Madison. But on the south side over there toward Verona, parts of Fitchburg area, might see a sprinkle passing through as well. Kind of see some of the Virga from our sky cam there. Temperatures near 80 right now will back off through the 70s and fall through the 60s. A very slower drop than what we've had over the past couple of nights, simply because the atmosphere's got a little bit more moisture in it than it did over the last couple of nights. Tropical storm Francine, still a tropical storm. It only needs 5 more miles per hour to become a hurricane. I think that'll happen within the next 12 hours or so, definitely by tomorrow morning. Likely to be getting very close to the coast of Louisiana as a Category 1 hurricane. According to this, the Weather Service Office forecast, it has winds of 85 miles per hour. That's making landfall. Then obviously it weakens. Noticing how it goes due north up the Mississippi River, and then it just stalls over the St. Louis area, maybe just a little bit south of St. Louis. And then the question is what's going to happen with it after that. A lot of the models now are keeping that to our south and moving it on to the east, but it might be close enough that we can't rule out a spotty shower come, well, Saturday night, maybe. More likely, it looks like Sunday, a little bit better chance. Nothing real organized, and this is still a long ways off, and it just remains to be seen where Francine ends up going. But we hope we get some rain out of this system, because look at this rain chance. We're getting into this very dry weather pattern that we've been over the last several weeks. Looks like we do have some rain chances come our way Sunday night. Sunday into Sunday night. But generally quiet weather continues. The warmest day will be coming in on Thursday. Then we've got the clouds moving in with those chances of showers as we go into Sunday. Tonight, just partly cloudy, temperatures backing off through the 60s. May wake up to some clouds tomorrow morning. I think we'll see more sun tomorrow afternoon. We'll be that hazy sunshine due to that smoke, but that will not prevent us from getting in the low 80s. 80 right now in Madison, 82 in Janesville, 79 in Lone Rock, across Dane County at 78. Currently Middleton, 77 in Stoughton. First warn forecast, there it is. The peak heating on Thursday, 86. A little bit more humid overnight lows in the lower 60s. More cloud cover for the weekend with some scattered showers expected Sunday, but no end to the warmth with temperatures in the 80s much of next week. Quickly want to get to our first warn track, but we've had this going on now for over an hour. The Beltline is really jam-packed because we have an accident that actually has the westbound lanes blocked right at Whitney Way. You can see that purple shading. That means that traffic is not moving. You still see a lot of red around that area, so a lot of slow traffic on the Beltline here headed closer to 5 o'clock.
Kamala Harris cast the tie-breaking vote that created America's inflation.
The vice president votes in the affirmative, and the bill is passed.
Economists said Harris's vote led directly to the higher prices we pay. 22% more for groceries, 50% more for gas. Mortgage costs nearly double. Thanks a lot, Kamala. Trump had our economy humming. He'll do it again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Memories matter.
I think the biggest thing I got out of my service in Vietnam was a real sense of patriotism. I'm very proud of what I did. I fought for you, and I'd fight for you again.
This September 11th, we remember, and we never forget those who sacrificed everything for our freedoms. We are Crest Funeral and Cremation Service, and we know that your memories matter.
Insurance costs going up? Erie Insurance has great coverages, rates, and claim service. And your rates won't increase because of celebrity advertising campaigns or sports stadium sponsorships. Call Affordable Insurance Solutions for your auto, home, or business quote and see what Erie Insurance could do for you.
Nobody wants to replace the roof.
But these days, many roofs are only lasting 10 to 15 years, costing you tens of thousands of dollars. RoofMax makes your roof like new by strengthening and rejuvenating it. RoofMax treatments, started early enough, can extend the life of your roof by 15 years or more. And even if you think your roof is at the end of its life, 90% of the time, RoofMax can extend the life of your roof by 5 years at a fraction of the cost of a new roof. So give us a call and we'll give you a free assessment to see if your roof qualifies.
New at 5, will tonight's presidential debate move the needle in a major way? We'll have expert analysis on how their performances might shift the election, plus a look at past debates that made major headlines coming up at 5.
Inflation is affecting everyone's bottom line this election year.
We haven't been making profit. We're just keeping the lights on.
I'm exposing the tough realities local small business owners are facing and what candidates can do to capture their votes. 3 for the People, tonight at 10.
Let's take a look at this. A case of littering creates an environmental chain reaction. National Park Service officials issued a call to action after finding an open bag of Cheetos in the Carlsbad Caverns.
Rangers reportedly spent 20 minutes removing debris and mold from inside the cavern. Officials say the spilt snack may seem trivial, but to life in the cave, it's world-changing.
We'll be right back.
I was a Kamala Harris supporter. That changed after an illegal alien murdered my son, running him over, then driving back and forth over Drew's body 3 times. The man who killed my son had been arrested previously, but Kamala Harris let him go. As San Francisco's DA, Kamala was soft on crime. As a senator, she supported releasing criminal aliens back into our neighborhoods. Kamala Harris is dangerous.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet? Commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
This is Good News Madison, brought to you by Don's Home Furniture.
And the great thing about this venue is it fits for a lot of different genres and a lot of different types of music. It's a great opportunity to get your family out, maybe potentially to a first show. We can host up to 10,000 people for any of these concerts. So we're fortunate that last year we had 3 different sellouts. For a full event schedule and tickets and any additional information on anything happening here, you can just go to breezestevensfield.com.
And that is Good News Madison, brought to you by Don's Home Furniture.
A lot of law firms claim to be experts at handling injury cases that involve large trucks. But handling one trucking case does not make you an expert on the subject. Experience matters in these cases. One local firm has handled 25 trucking cases which resulted in payments over $1 million